What's up, family? It's a beautiful day in Dallas. Sun's out, fun's out. What's up, guys? Hey, Stirk. Oh, Tracy. What's up? What's up? Poise Purpose. What's up? Oh, she said I look radiant. Hell, thank you. Hola, ¿cómo está? Anna Booty, what's up? Zamia, what's going on? Happy Thursday. Y'all ready? Well, I am, like I told you guys, there will be no Clubhouse today because I am on here with, I'll be on here with my teacher, Perry. So whenever she pops in, we'll bring her on. She said, I just heard about this on Clubhouse. What's up, Taryn? Eyebrows popping, yes. Compliments to Sculpted Brow on Instagram. She does an amazing job. Microblading saved my life. Perry is here now, so I'm gonna bring her on. So let's go ahead and let me see if I can bring her on. Y'all, listen. Well, maybe she has to request. Perry, do you have to request? Perry, can you send a request to me? Tell me, Brianna, what you doing this weekend? I'm actually eating breakfast with the cufflinks. Perry, are you allowed to request me? Okay. All right. So I'm like, dang, wasn't allowing me to just bring people
Here
on.
I am.
Oh, she
Um,
here. Where you coming from?
well, I'm driving somewhere that I need to be at 10:45, so I was like, let me get there first. But I didn't get there in time, so we're gonna just bear with. You might hear my Google driving like directions.
Well, how about your internet connection? Oh, Perry. I'm so weak at her. Lord, can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Or is that's just Perry that went out just now? Let me find out. Perry, like you literally like froze.
Yeah, I had to disappear for a second because I don't know where the hell I was going. I'm gonna talk to them for a minute.
All right.
I'll come back in 2 minutes.
You come back in 2 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, just get rid of me. I don't know how.
How do I get rid of Perry?
I'll just turn my
Lord,
thing off, maybe.
I'm removing you now.
I don't know. You must be able.
Okay, so I just removed her. She'll be back. She'll be back. I don't know. You know, she we got some time discrepancies, but she'll be back. But in the meantime, I'm really excited that you guys are here. And I'm glad that we can, start this conversation as I talked about yesterday on my stories. Oh, yes, Tracy. She said talk about Monarch. So I don't know if you've seen my stories of when I went to Monarch, my retreat. Put a 1 in the comments. So if you've seen my Instagram stories of me at Monarch, and Monarch it was hosted by Perry, who y'all just saw just popped on. It was hosted by her. And it was a 5-day retreat that focused on internal transformation and luxury at the same time. So it was a lot of receiving all together. So not only was receiving through like materialism, but lots of receiving in terms of teachings penetrating you, um receiving a lot of energy, a lot of adjustments. There's so many times where I just had my wig snatched and I'm having to open and just receive it, not thinking of all the ways that it could be wrong or they might be off, not thinking about all the ways that you don't know yourself to be that way, not thinking of all those ways, like your mind and your ego just trying to figure and wiggle your way out of it. Pure reception, because you trusted yourself enough to be there, Tora. You trusted yourself enough to be there. And therefore, you need to trust what's being said here, what's being shared here, instead of like wondering, like, she don't know me. Because the ego would jump in and be like, she don't know me. The thing is, like teachers like Perry, they can, see right through your ego and the mask that you've created for yourself from your perceptions and your beliefs and your experiences. And they don't deal with your ego. They deal with your energy. And I'm like, hey, I'm just going to trust that you feel and see what you see. And I'm going to sit with it. No hiding. Right. She don't know me. She don't have to. She sees the patterns. She sees the energetics behind it all. And so there's your ego that's taking hits there because you think you know stuff. You think you have it together, and then she slice and dice your ass, and you get humbled. You get humbled. And so one of the things that I would say, I actually did a sex bomb in live, like her first sex bomb live. Again, we're going to talk. Oh, she's asking to be on again. Okay. I see her now. Why didn't it allow me to see Perry into the chat? Lord, Perry, you didn't even show me that you entered the chat. How long were you here?
Oh, I was there already. I was listening. I was laughing along with you.
I didn't know you were here.
Oh no, then I guess it just let me come back.
Oh my God.
I'm watching the comments, seeing Tracy and Patrona. Patrona's like, Perry will snatch a wig.
Oh, hell yeah. It's like, am I gonna be like, you don't know me, Perry? So it's a humbling experience to experience something like that. And I was getting to the point where I was telling them about the live sex bomb practice and how when you announced that we were going to do it, I was like, oh, hell no. Nah. Like, that's the first thing I thought. Like, yeah. I was like, in person, so live with other people?
Yeah. Well, I think we should tell them a little bit about the practice, because that way they'll be like, what is she talking about?
Yeah, let's tell them about the practice.
All right, well, I'll give a quick intro. So, I I come from a lineage of a practice called orgasmic meditation, and that's where my training was. It's one of my teachers, and it's of the tantra lineage for sure. But my teacher had put this practice into something that was like digestible. It was funny. I was talking to this woman who's writing a book about it recently, and I was saying to her, I was like, I was not the person that was going to show up at some weird like hippy dippy tantra house, was not my thing. But I was a tech founder in Silicon Valley, and somebody invited me to this intro to orgasmic meditation class. And I was like, what? I'm sorry, what happens at this class? Like, what is this? What is going on? Like, wait, I can just go and get my pussy stroked? Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is weird. And I was very much on the like, I don't know about this. And then I had all these other stories of like, I'm really good at that. I don't need any help there. Like I'm all good. Like I don't have any problems orgasming. Like this is not my, like I don't need that. But something had me go to this class. And it was very like everything was packaged in such a way that I could receive it. Right. We talk a lot about this, in terms of, can you enter something from the perspective of are you able to enter and receive it in the way that it is, right? Like, and you and I talked about this too, like I'm not for everyone. There are people that just will never be able to learn from me, and that's okay, right? I may not be the packaging that people want or need in order to hear what I'm saying, and that's okay, right? But so anyway, I went to this class. I ended up in this practice. Now this is a partnered practice, right? So you're doing this with another person, which is a whole different thing. And it's a beautiful practice. I met my husband there. We have a gorgeous, beautiful, monogamous marriage, and I have a child, and so there's a lot of really good came out of it. All of my good friends came out of that community, like the deepest connections, the best relationships, and everything. But I didn't want to, I ended up not teaching orgasmic meditation. A lot of people came out and became like trainers of orgasmic meditation. I never really did that. But for me, because there's two pieces to it. Whenever you enter like one of these, all the tantric practices are basically an invitation to accelerated awakening in this lifetime, right? And if I'm kind of getting ahead of things for people, like just take in whatever I'm saying, and I want to keep it simple. There's two different levels. There's the basic sexual level of any practice, which is just like the ability to feel and experience your body. And then there is the spiritual component of it, which is that the energy is hot. And whenever you are working with that energy, you will burn through the parts of you quicker that aren't real.
Can you explain to them what that means? Burn through the parts that aren't real.
Yeah, sure. So we come into this world and we're really connected to source or God, or however you want to call it, whatever is right for you. And we come from like a general oneness, and we come into this body, and my beliefs may totally differ from some people that follow you. So I just say like, just dismiss like anything that doesn't work for you and what I'm saying, just let it go. Don't feel like you need to like fight it, or I'm not trying to indoctrinate anybody here. So but from where I am and my experience is that so we come into this world, and as a child we're really in the survival of the organism, right? So we're an organism, we're an animal, we're a body, right? We have things that we actually need to physically survive. And physically survive, whether that's getting food and shelter and love and connection are actually all things that we need to survive. And when we are young, we develop behaviors in order to get our needs met. And then what happens is then we develop belief systems that are given to us by our parents. Their parents tell us, this is what you need to believe. This is the way the world is. This is what we believe as a family, right? And then you go out a little bit further and you have your religion and your community, and they tell you this is the way the world is. This is who you are. This is what you need to do. This is who you need to be. And then you have your own personal experiences, and then you're like, oh my God, well, this is the way the world is, and this is the way it should be, and this is the way I should act, and this is all this, da 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 da. And so if you can think about it, you think about every single layer of survival mechanism, something that you inherited in order to survive has taken you one layer further away from the truth, right? And from God.
Because now the truth is diluted or covered.
Well, it's just that there's all these layers, right? And what happens to those layers is they become calcified. See, the thing is that and I'm just going to bring in the religious piece, okay, for just a second. All religious teachings are actually meant, like the truest ones, are meant to show you the path to stay connected to God in the deepest way. Like that is the intention. Unfortunately, many religious teachings have been distorted and misinterpreted. And so what happens is that people like think, well, I should do this and I should be this way. And if I am like this, I will be connected to God. And it's like, well, no, that's not actually it. Because this is all the toxic mimicry. This is when it looks like something, but it's not the real thing. Right? So my definition, I'm going to tell everybody something too, which is that my definition of evil, okay, is anything that purposely seeks to disconnect you from the deepest truth that lives within you, that you are connected to everything. So anything that seeks to disconnect you from yourself, in my definition, is evil. Like that is what the real definition of evil is, right? And so when you think about the way evil has been taught, it's like temptation. It's like, all of these things that distract you. Well, the thing is, we are also human. And you cannot just you cannot just cold turkey being human. And there's a lot of what I would call masculine spirituality, which is very let's just bypass being a human, right? And this idea that you're gonna sit in a fucking cave and meditate and somehow you're gonna seek perfection is wholly not the fucking point of being here, especially as a woman. And as a woman, that is not where our power is. And I want to say this too, because a lot of women, when I talk about this, a lot of women have just never heard it said this way. And I want to say this way. We possess, our wombs are a portal between realms, right? People really have, we've gone so misogynistic in terms of even our appreciation for our own bodies. But you have to think about this, that only a female womb, and wombs are only female, okay?
No trans
There's no
womb?
such thing as a male womb.
There's no
okay?
trans wombs?
No.
What?
It's a female womb, okay? No, we're not even going there. Okay? It is the place that the soul meets the physical realm. It is the only place that a soul is brought through into the physical realm. Okay? The idea that women's bodies are somehow less than or less powerful or less important or whatever. It's like, please, y'all came through a fucking pussy. Every single fucking person on the planet came through a pussy, lived in a womb. Soul came through the womb. Okay? There is no, you want to tell me a greater power on earth than that? Let me know. It's certainly not a fucking dick. Like, love the dick, all about the dick. But, like, let's be honest here, okay? The man gives the seed. What is the seed? It is the DNA. It is not the fucking soul. The soul comes in through the woman. The soul comes in through the pussy. The pussy is a portal to multi-dimensional realms. All men get their power source from the feminine. Let me say that again. All men get their power source from plugging in to the multi-dimensional socket that connects us with all that is, right? That's how they get it.
Y'all got the offering pan ready? Have y'all passed out the offering pan? Do y'all have that being passed around?
Oh, we'll get to that. So, why is this important? Well, see, if I were, let's say, interested in guiding people away from the truth, I would make them think that their own body parts were evil. And I would make them think that there was some kind of problem with that. But the problem with that is that when a woman is fully connected to her pussy and her womb, well, you can't control her. You can't fool her. You think you can fool me? You can't fool me. I see it all. I've been written posts like a year ago about this is what's going to happen. This is what's going on. I can see it. When you have that connection, no one can control you. It's all connected. You can't be connected to your womb and not be connected to your pussy. They're all connected. It's about getting the energy flowing fully. And this is also about connecting your pussy to your heart, right? Some people have their pussy on and then heart is totally closed and blocked, right? And so if you can think about this, it's like you've got a nuclear power plant in your pants. And that shit is either on or it's off, right? And part of this is to wake it up. But what happens when you start waking up that kind of power is that kind of power starts to put cracks in all the ways that you haven't been living in your fullest truth. All of the ways that you've been smaller. All of the ways you've been putting up with people's bullshit. All of the ways that you have been living out of alignment. All of the ways that you haven't been stepping into your true service, which is to be the total potential version of yourself that the universe intended. Right? So, why pussy? So I created a practice that is based on the same philosophy as the schooling that I had, which is, you know, of the lineage of orgasmic meditation. And and I put this practice together as a solo practice. So it doesn't require a partner, and it's you and yourself. And it is not about, like, a lot of women teach feminine practices of pleasure. And I don't teach pleasure. I teach connection. I teach being with what is. Why? Because that is the path of awakening, right? The path of pleasure is also a little bit of a masculine path, actually, because what happens to it is that people get what I call state addicted. They're like, I only want to do this if it's good. Well, life isn't always good. It's actually about being able to meet life where it is, right? It's about being able to say, like, I can be with what is here now, right? And so part of that is about developing this relationship. You can, it's like using your pussy as a map for life. And when I start talking about things like this, people are like, what? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. This is like, this, because we're definitely not taught these things. And so I put together, I'll tell them now. So I put together a week. I'm doing this. I've been teaching this for a while, and it's part of one of my big programs, devotion. But what I decided to do was I'm going to do a week where I am going to teach every day for 6 days. It's $111. It's like the cheapest thing I've ever done. Like, meaning it's just like, I'm doing it because I really want people to feel like they can say yes to have the experience. And you don't have to come to every class. You don't have to be at every practice, but you'll be in there and you can come to what works for you. And I'm going to be teaching the basics of and foundations of this practice. And then, this is why we were called witches when they're simply wise women. That's right. Women that knew how to do herbs and medicine, right? Why are they called witches? Oh, because they want you to go to the church. Only the priest can help you heal. The idea that a woman could help you heal is blasphemous. Yes, all of this is online. This class is online. So you can come and it's basically like, there's a whole calendar. I have my own app, and you come inside the app, and there's like a room inside the app that's dedicated to this. There's a schedule, has all the classes. It starts on Saturday. And then in each class, I'm going to be building on all of the really basic foundations. And I want to say this. I've had women, say to me, Perry, I've never really touched my pussy. Or like, Perry, I've never had an orgasm. And I've never, considered this, or I thought this was wrong or shameful. And like, all I want to say is all of that is okay. And all of that is welcome. And you don't have to do anything that feels beyond what you can say yes to. So like, if you just want to come and listen, then just come and listen. If you just want to come and like, be by, and by the way, you're by yourself. There's no cameras on or anything like that. Like, all of this is done in the privacy of your own home. But what happens is I guide you on a meditation. I guide you through what to do to bring in some of the teachings. It's not, how would you describe it, Toro? How do you want to, like, what was your experience of it? If you had to give like
I was live though, right? But when we're not, the practice, like she mentioned, it forces you to be
well,
with.
don't say force.
Say it again.
It doesn't force.
Not force, but what's another word I can use to you? You're with you got to be with what is.
Well, you can't avoid
You
yourself.
can avoid being what
You
is.
can't. Yeah, you have to be present. So somebody's asking, is it self-paced? Everything can be self-paced. So what that means is, like, let's say you're just able to come and lay there, or you're just able to come and put a finger down, right, on your clit. Then that's what you do. Okay. Now I will guide people through meditation, but it is always an option for you to take it at your pace. Okay? Always. I'm just reading the comments as we go. Tracy is just blowing up the chat.
Yes, she is. So fun.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like I am never Pussy never ceases to amaze me because it will just take you deeper and deeper and deeper. And the thing that I will tell people, especially if you're new to me, um, this is the passive, like sovereignty, right? Which is like the total knowledge that you are connected and that you actually are fully right within yourself. This is a path of loss. Okay. So I just want to say that because what happens as you begin to heat up your system, which is the truth, okay, that's the energy of the truth, which lives within your body. The energy of truth lives in everyone's body. And when you begin to turn that online, what happens is that things that aren't true in your life begin to fall away, and that can be a painful process. Okay? It can be a painful process. Nothing that is I can't even try to keep something in my life that isn't true. It just literally won't stick. It's like throwing spaghetti against the wall. Like, it's just like, I mean, sometimes spaghetti sticks, so maybe that's not a good example. But it's like throwing water against a wall. It's just like it just will not stay. And so, let me just see some of these comments. So it's a practice that can. Oh yeah, I mean, the minute that you put your finger down, you're yeah. I mean, I would say that also when you say yes to kind of like my field and everything that I'm doing, that's its own initiation as well, because I'm just a bridge, right? So like the energy works through me, and like you're not just, you're saying yes to a much bigger thing. So, you know, I always like to, okay, this is a good question. What are the benefits beyond sexual? So that's a very masculine question. I'm going to just tell you the benefits. That's like, what's the ROI on me stroking my pussy? Like, what am I going to get out of it? What's in it for me? Well, I'll tell you that the benefit is the part of you that asked that question won't be there anymore. The part of you that doesn't live your life because you're wondering what you're gonna get or how it's gonna be good for you. That part of you that prevents you from living your life won't be there anymore. I know. But in general, I will tell you the actual, like, what will happen is that you will stop seeking external guidance in the same way that you have been conditioned to, right? Women have been conditioned to look for validation, value, and guidance from everyone around them. They are taught and conditioned to question the deeper thing that they know. How many times have you been like, I fucking knew? Why did I do that? Why did I listen to him? Why did I ask those people? And you're like, I knew. I fucking knew the whole time. You know. This roots it into you that, like, you know. And that part that knows is connected to everything. Right? And so and in my experience, this has only like deepened my relationship with the universe. And I call it source versus God, because for me, God is not a person. It's not an image of a man, for sure. It's not really an image of a woman either. My relationship is with the energy. And there is a purity of energy that I am in relationship with. And it feels like you know, it's almost like music when you press a chord and you like, that's like, doesn't sound so good, right? And then it's like, oh yes, that's it, right there. And my whole system is attuned to that thing, and that is what that particular frequency is the frequency that I serve, and it's the frequency that I am in service to within other people, which means that when I'm adjusting people or attuning people, I'm bringing them back to that frequency. And if you're not interested in that, then don't work with me for sure, right? If you don't feel resonance here, if something in your, like, basically, if you're listening to this and you're like, yes, yes, like I'm speaking something that you're remembering, like it almost sounds like when I'm speaking to you that you're remembering something, then you're, what you're getting is the resonance, right? And then I'm for you. And if you're like, you can't feel anything, or you're like, I don't know what this woman is talking about or whatever, I may just not be for you, and that's totally okay. Like no one, you know, I really only like people to do this work if they are clear that it is like, if they like, there's a deeper thing that's called. Now, I'll say one thing because I have to go in like 10 minutes. The thing that I will say is that there will always be a resistance, even to your own deepest calling, because the part of us that's like, that's gonna fuck shit up. I'm not ready to lose everything. I don't wanna, you know, like I'm okay. I'm okay the way I am. I don't need that. You know, like all of those stories, they can sit on top, but once you've touched this thing, like if you're listening to this and like I mean, this is an energetic transmission, right? I'm just going right into your skin right now. And if you're getting that, you know, that's just going to start to do its work anyway. But I want to leave you guys with this. You are inherently powerful. Inherently. And the way that you're not powerful are all the ways that they have gotten you to believe that you are not. Power is not dominance. That is boring. Power is energy. Power is the life force that is pulsing through your body. And to the degree that you can get your body fully open and online with this energy, this pulsing energy, that is it. That is all the power that you need ever. This practice, this practice helped me transform. I am a totally different human being. It has transformed everything. I was like a feral, wounded animal, and now I'm like a fucking, I don't know what you would call me, but I'm like open and happy, and I have a beautiful family, and like, I mean, I have everything I ever wanted. Right? And I have a man who gets it and serves this, and he's hot. I don't know, does it let me? I wish I could share a little picture. But yeah. But the thing is, here's the deal. I want to just say this to everyone. You can't do this work because of what you think you're going to get. It, because that's like showing up, and it's a little bit like trying to take from her, you know? It's extraction, and it's the way the whole world is built, which is to extract the feminine, to take from the feminine, to not like serve her and like, I want you to think about this as like showing up and serving your pussy. Like serving. What would that look like? not to put her in some back room or shame her or judge her or demonize her or be scared of her. What would it do? How would it change your life to serve her? Right? Thanks, Mama.
Thank you. When I said pass the offering pan, are y'all ready? I'm sorry. I'm so glad that you were able to come and speak. Like, it's especially to my audience, because again, not only are we not taught by our parents on the power that we have, but the extra layer from religion is like slathered on. We're so
Totally.
disconnected.
Well, and I hate to just, like, I feel very lucky that whatever path that I came into this life with, I really did not receive a lot of religious conditioning. And I will tell you that I totally respect however anyone wants to connect with God. Okay. However they think that is. However, rules of behavior is not how it works, right? Rules of, like, you need to behave this way does not bring you closer to God in any way. It just doesn't. Because behavior is egoic, and behavior is motivated by, like, if I do this, then I'll be a good girl. And if I'm a good girl, then I will get that. And that's unfortunately not how we connect to God. It just, like having your body totally open to receive and to be totally connected. This is how we connect to God, right? And God is not something we need a man for. Every single human being has a connection to God inside of them. We don't need an external thing to give that to us. People definitely have gotten disconnected from, like, the ideas. Well, actually, I mean, the reason why all the major religions exist is because once upon a time, they thought that real people couldn't handle the truth, right? But we're at a really different time in history now where people can handle the truth. We are awakening. We are moving beyond patriarchal thinking that only some people have the knowledge or only some people could be connected or any of that. Like, we're not primal organisms anymore. Like, this is actually a part of our evolution as human beings, is for everyone to have the direct knowledge and experience of all that is.
So Perry, I know you have to run. I do want to. Do you have availability to answer some questions about these specific? So someone asked about them being recorded.
Yeah, they are all recorded.
They're all recorded, and they're recorded for 30. You'll have
No. Oh, so they're all recorded. They can watch the replays for 30 days. And we can give them. You want me to put the link in the thing here? Let me
yeah,
just put the
please,
link in. I'm
please.
gonna put this in the chat box for y'all.
Does anybody have questions about Pssy before she has to run? And Pussy's about her container that
It starts on Saturday.
Saturday. She's doing it for a whole week. I'm already signed up.
And I'm teaching all the classes. So there you go. There's the link. And also, if you miss this, like, and for instance, these comments don't transfer to, like, the recording, you can go to my highlights in my profile, and the link is also there. And it's $111. You can come to all the live classes. There's 3 per day. So that's like, I don't know, 18 classes or something, maybe more. And I'm teaching all of them. They will be recorded so you can watch after if you miss any of the classes, and you can redo the practices for 30 days. And then, if that's something that you're interested, you can book a call with my team and talk about how you might go forward with that work, because there's different layers to this work. This is like an introduction.
Someone asked, they said they got the email. I mean, they signed up, but they haven't gotten like the invite to the container yet.
Yeah, they can go and join my app if that's happened, and I'm also going to send an email today about what to do. But if you haven't gone into the app yet, the app has a 7-day free trial, so it covers the program. And so, this way, if you don't want to stay in the app after that, you don't have to. But the app is $11 a month. It has a lot in it. There's a lot for $11 a month in the app. All my other programs are in there as well, but those have different tiers. But there's a lot to get started with. And then once you're in, I'm going to send out an email today with better, yeah.
Yes. And she said, she mentions all are welcome, sexual trauma, all are welcome to come into the container.
Absolutely. And in fact, like, you're saying if people have sexual trauma?
Well, they were asking, 2 people asked in the comments.
Yeah, I think that it's certainly something that it's a good place to start, right? Like if you're working on that, for sure. Because it is, the practice is guided through being with what is. And so the thing that I will say is that if you have trauma, recognize that it may stir some things up. But you should really only come if you're ready to be with what you need to heal. Right? Healing is not always the most pleasurable experience, right? But can you heal in this modality, in this way? Absolutely. All right, I gotta run.
Okay. All right, Perry, thanks so much.
Yeah. Mwah.
Love you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Bye, love.
Bye-bye. How do I? Let me see. Sheila. Okay. All right, guys, that is it. I love you. I love you. I love you. That's Perry. That's one of my newest teachers. And when I tell you that I'm super excited about this container, like this foundational class, because I've been talking to, who I discovered her from was my coach, Catherine. Y'all know Coach Catherine. And she introduced me to her teacher, Perry, which is my teacher now. And I'm asking about the bridge from, women of faith to this type of work, because many of us just don't know about it and many of us don't understand it. And so I'm excited that she's doing this to introduce you guys to this type of work and what it would look like to start this journey of honoring the feminine, not femininity, but the feminine. So I'm out of here, guys. No Clubhouse today. This was a lot. I am, like Tracy said, I am full. I am going to relax and digest this live. Oh, Crystal's here. I'm going to go and rest and digest this live. And I'll see y'all tomorrow on Clubhouse. Please sign up, y'all. I'm telling you, you got the 30 days of the replay. This is incredible teachings taught by an incredible woman. So I'm out. Okay, let me save the live. See.